Hi, my name is Fernanda Garcia, and today I'm going to explain how I did challenge 2 of information and technologies. So first of all, I added 6 screens, as you can see. On the first screen, I made the index. I added 2 labels and 5 buttons. I changed the properties of the 2 labels. Label 1 for the title and label 2 for subtitle. I changed the font size, the font bold, the width to fill the parent, and the text color, and stuff like that. I also did it with the index part. On the buttons, I also changed the width, the font size. I didn't change the text color. I changed the text in the order that I will put my screens with the information of San Luis Potosí, as you can see. Then, so screen 2, I added 2 buttons and 2 horizontal arrangement, and I also added 2 labels and 1 image. One label for the title and the other one for the text, and as you can see, the image for the image. So how I did this, I'm gonna add the screen. So you can see. Let's go. So the buttons, as you know, we found it in the user interface. So we drag 2 buttons, and then we go to layout, and the first one is horizontal arrangement. So we drag 2 of them, and one of them we drag the 2 buttons and the horizontal arrangement in the middle. We change the properties of the horizontal arrangement 1 with the width to fill the parent, and the one that it's inside to we don't change this one because this is what it happens. The height it's like vertical, and the other one horizontal. It's a little difficult to make them work. It's already. We changed the height from the horizontal arrangement too, so it could be really small. And we changed the text of the buttons, so it could be like forward and backwards. In this case, this is forward and the other one is backwards. As you can see in some of the screens, I added a button in the middle so it could go directly to the index. So what I did was use another button. I drag it to the middle. I changed the width to fill the parent, and as you can see, the text alignment it changed automatically to the center. And we change the text to index. I missed the E. Index. And oh, I didn't change it. Oh, I did. I don't know what happened. Oh, that's right. And we can change the font size to 20. Oh my god. To 20. Oh my god, I didn't have the number lock activated. That's why. Then, as you can see, that was everything I did on most of the screens. Then I have screen 0, that is the part that the challenge asked for. We need a loading part. So how I did this? First of all, on the background screen, I changed the color for none, so it could be black. Then I add a label and a clock. Where do I find the clock? Well, you go to sensors button and you can find it on it's the third one. So you drag it to the cell phone and you have it. So, and something that I didn't say before is that for the background, you must take out the thick here, so it could be more presentable, it could be perfect, it could be clean, and it could be more alike to reality. And we also deactivated the checkmark for the title visible. And the label, we put the text color to white, and the width, we fill the parents, we put it into the center, and then we're going to configure the clock. As you can see, when you add a clock, it always appears with 1000. That means one second. So we don't want it to last too little, so we're going to put half and a second. So we have it already. We let the check mark like they are activated, and now we are going to configure them. On the screen 1, we have this is the button tree. So the blocks, I already have it here, but I'm gonna explain it. On the button tree, we choose the first one, that is when button tree click do, and the other one we find it in control. And open another screen. Open another screen. Oh my god, that was really loud. And we add a text button. And we do the same thing with the other things. Why is this? Because we want this is the index part. So we wanted to change it to another screen so we can see other information. So as you can see, we go to screen 2, because there is where I have the information of the first button. As you can see, screen 2 are the main part. So we go back to screen 1, and we do exactly the same with every single button. Then I'm gonna delete it because I don't need it, I already have it. And then screen 2, we only have to put 2 buttons. The buttons are this one, the index part, and the forward part. So we can go backwards or forwards. So we find it in button 1, the first one as well, and open another screen name, the same one that we dragged earlier, this one, and we put another text button, the first one for text. As you can see, I have screen 1 that is the index and screen 3 that is the following one. I don't want screen 2 because it's gonna be the same, so it won't change anything. So we erase this one, delete, and now configure the loading part. On the screen part, we choose the third one, that is when screen 0 initialize do, and on the clock part we go to, we can also drag this one. The first one is the only yellow one, we're gonna use it later, and we go to the green part that it says set clock 1 timer enabled, and we go to the logic part on the left part with true. Why is this? It's like to accept the configuration. Then on the clock I'm gonna do the same, so I'm gonna duplicate it and we're gonna put it in false. Why is this? So the timer could stop and it could change to the other one. We don't want it to stay forever in like loading. So what else? On the control part we need open another screen with start value, screen name, start value. So we put it in here, we open again control and open another screen name, we go again to value and get start value. We already put the value, that is screen 1. It will change to the screen 1, that is the index part, the medium, and as you can see it's exactly the same, that we are only missing the text buttons, but as you can see we find it here, and we put screen 0, that is this one, the loading part, and screen 1. So I'm gonna erase them because I don't need them anymore. So that will be all. I'm gonna show you the. So I am gonna explain the buttons. The first one is mines. Mines. San Luis Potosí, it is a city on the center of Mexico. It was an important mining center of gold and silver on the road of Royal Island. So we prove the next button. Return. Oh my god, I clicked the wrong one. So we are gonna get the next one. Founders Place. The official foundation in San Luis Potosí was in November 3rd in 1592 because of the discovery of mines with gold and silver in the hill of San Pedro. Today we can see a commemorative scale with the water sources that represent and maintain the manantials with the first colonists of the city. We prove this one, the next button, the other one, and again prove this one, and index. Then Labyrinth and Labyrinth San Luis Potosí. It is ubicated in the Parque Tangamanga 1 in San Luis Potosí. It was inaugurated in September 4th in 2008. The installations are divided into big yards of labyrinths. The visitants makes a ride into every side of it,
We can find sculptures that make us know about some history about science, art, and technology, including a big tower to watch the stars. So we click the next button, return button, and index. The next one is Museum of Fine Arts. And this one is an institution of high level in artistic education. Before this, it was a huge jail in which Francisco I. Madero was imprisoned. So we prove the next button, the return one, and finally the index one. And finally, the National Mask Museum. This is dedicated to project and promote the rituals of dance with masks in Mexico since pre-Hispanic period. We return, we go to the next one, and finally index. That's all.